The City of Greensboro has set out a goal of enhancing public transportation with the aim that the city will be car optional by 2045, according to the GOBORO plan. What steps do you think the city will need to take over the next 4 years in order to meet that goal? Councilwoman Abaswader.
Thank you. So it's GOBORO, the projects and the initiatives that we currently have in the city and with GTA. So GTA is doing an amazing job of changing routes, making sure people don't always have to go to the depot to change buses. You know, back 15, 20 years ago, that was a great way because people would go down to the depot and get their route, and then they would go out. It was called the spoke and wheel. So you had the spokes around where the buses went, and you had the wheel, but you had the hub. You had the hub where everybody went, no matter where they went. But now, in this age, in this day and time, we need efficiencies. We need people to be able to get to their jobs within 15, 20 minutes. We need people to get across town to their appointments in 15 or 20 minutes. So what we have done, and what I would continue as mayor, is to make sure that our city manager hires someone for the GTA director who has the knowledge and expertise to make all of that happen. And he has. He has already changed. We have north and south routes now that go every 15 minutes on Elm Street and that area. We're going to have east and west routes. They're called the Purple Max and the Orange Max. And those are going to reduce the times. And, you know, sometimes it takes someone an hour to get to their appointment because they've always had to go downtown to the depot. So our transit is evolving. Our transit is being innovative. And you know, things change quite a bit over 12, 15 years. And they are using all of the new technology which our city is using now in order to make those efficiencies happen. So I am thrilled that we can say that, you know, Greensboro is making transit happen. We just signed on in January. There's going to be micro transit, very much like a ride share for $1.50. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Perkins, the City of Greensboro has set out a goal of enhancing public transportation with the aim that the city will be car optional by 2045, according to the GOBORO plan. What steps do you think the city will need to take over the next 4 years in order to meet that goal?
Well, you know, I think the most important part of transportation is getting our citizens to their jobs. And we've got a huge job center in Toyota, southeast of the city, huge job center at the airport, huge job center at Procter & Gamble, huge job center down in West High Point. And our folks that live in Greensboro go to all 4 of those places. And I think it's certainly worth exploring merging the 2 large bus systems in our county, Hi-Tran and GTA. Because then, number one, we're going to need, if we're going to go to a revenue neutral tax rate, we're going to need to start cutting some dollars out of something. I think your administrative overhead would come down with a merger. I also think your routing system could get that much more creative. Instead of stopping at city limit lines, they could go right on through. I also think that that type of system should consider how we get some of our kids to school. So you've got a lot of different alternatives if you're willing to think outside the box. Now, I can tell you this. We've got, 15, 16 electric buses that are relatively new that are sitting in a parking yard now because we can't fix them. So we've got to figure that whole thing out. The priorities of a goal of 2050 sounds really good, but we've got to worry about getting people to their jobs now. Transportation cost is the 2nd largest component in an average household behind rent and mortgages. So the more we can do to get people efficiently to their jobs, the more they can save for housing and other household expenses.